Happy New Year, everybody. I am excited about this year, and I think every year gives you a new, fresh start. It gives you a new, different feeling in terms of what you're going to do and what you're excited about. And, certainly, I think 2026, I think 2025 gave us the insight, but I think now we're going to be in the age of artificial intelligence. I think something unique is going to happen. Please also forgive my casual attire. I just came from the gym, which is across the street from my office, and so I always put on a dress shirt or a sport shirt. I'm like, it's 5 o'clock in the morning. Give me a break. So one of the things that I think is always going to happen that I think we need to be aware of is when technology goes up, so does the need for human connection. And I was just reading a jobs report where they were talking about, what are going to be the top jobs or the top skills that people are going to need. Number one was AI. Number two was leadership skills. And I want to give you a case in point. I was talking to two clients now in the last just 2 weeks over the holidays, starting to get the question. And I want you to think about this. Starting to get the question. Is AI going to replace my job? And so I have talked about this for 30 years. And I'm going to say it, I do it really well. But I'm always improving. What you say matters, how you say it matters, where you say it matters. And in the moment, it can be trivial, it can be trite in our mind, but it can have impact on others. So I've had one manager say, no, don't worry about it. Nothing's going to happen. This is literally about 2 years ago. And it was a publisher for a small chain of newspapers. 2 weeks later, editors were being laid off because they could use ChatGPT. That leader genuinely, honestly, did not know that this was coming. But he lost complete trust to the staff. Because when those staff members asked, those staff members went back and talked to their fellow employees and said, no, he told us not to worry about it 2 weeks later. So he was viewed as a liar, low integrity. I know the guy. It's not true. He literally didn't know. The last 2 weeks, I had two people say it, and one person said, nope, it's here to partner with us. Don't worry about it. And so I brought him into a private breakout room in one of our cohorts, and I said, so is that going to be forever? And he said, well, no, I didn't say that. And I said, that's the way I took it. He said, really? I said, I did. You said, it's partnering with us. It's not here to replace us. It is kind of here to replace us in some jobs where it can. He said, well, yeah, that's true. In the moment, he's showing empathy. He's showing things that he wants to calm his people down, give them a sense of purpose. Totally admirable. Will it come back and bite him? I don't know. And I go back to two things, everybody. Number one, there are three types of coaching in the industry, in my estimation. There's probably more. But number one, situational coaching. A situation's brought to you. I'm not getting along with Bob. He's a jerk. What do I do? And then you got to coach both people. And then you have a meeting. And then in that situation, you feel like you've done your job as a leader. And it's over. No, it's not. Those two need to practice getting along better. Someone probably needs to facilitate that. Second type of coaching, very common in retail, banking, credit union. We have a lot of credit union clients, and we observe. We call it observational coaching. I call it spot coaching. You're going to spot something. So we have to ask yourself, and I've been saying this for the last 2 months, and I'm shocked that we're back at these fundamentals, but I think it's a really healthy set of fundamentals, and that's this. When you spot something, are you triggered by things you want to correct and fix, or are you triggered by things that are positive? Every time I ask that question, most people go, yeah, the negative, the constructive, the things I want to fix. Because then we got one less thing to worry about. Yet the Gallup organization reports when we lead with people's strengths, people engage 8 times more. But we all admit we're triggered by the negative things that we kind of want to correct and fix. When you spot something, you're going to have spotty results unless you start to schedule time to work on the things that you observed. So if you have a teller who's not upselling and cross-selling, what are the reasons why? Yes, tactically, we can say, here's what the job requires, and you're 100% right. But if you have a teller who's fearful of crossing the line, a second teller who doesn't really know the products, doesn't want to open himself up to questions they don't know how to answer, and then number 3, somebody who just is very uncomfortable with people who are older than them talking about their money. All 3 of those will require different coaching initiatives. But if we spot it and in the moment we have a conversation, yeah, it could have some results. It won't have long lasting results. It'll have results as long as that employee maintains it in his or her mind, which is not long, which leads us to the third type of coaching, continuous coaching, scheduling time. Now, I want you to think about this. Let's just pretend you're a branch manager of a credit union and you've got one teller that you're just going to spot the things that they do wrong and you're going to observe it and you're going to coach them on the spot. Okay. And it might be upselling, it might be attitude, it might be eye contact, it might be physical appearance, it might be a plethora of things. The second person, you're going to schedule time and practice every single week for 5 to 8 minutes. Which one will have more results? Obviously, the second one. So we have to be steadfast on continually coaching. Number two, the second thing I always preach is conversational navigation. Let me give you one of the greatest examples. Someone knocks on your door, you've got a meeting in 5 minutes, and the employee says, "Boss, you got a second?" What do you do in the moment? You start looking at your phone, you start looking down. Yeah. What's going on? They don't have your full attention. You are having an impact. Doesn't matter if it's your intent, doesn't matter. They don't care you have another meeting. And they're talking about a raise and a promotion. You say, look, I don't have time to talk about this now. What happens? There's an impact. So in that moment, someone could say, you know what, Jill, you deserve my full attention. I'm 5 minutes away from a meeting. I want to spend time with you. I can't right now because you won't have my full attention. And that's totally unfair to you. What time frame? Talk to my assistant, go on my calendar, schedule time. If I have to stay later tonight at work, happy to do so to spend time with you. Which response will garner a more professional response and reaction? The second one, obviously. So when someone comes to you and says, is AI replacing my job? You're on. There's no hiding. I hate the term, but I'll use it, or the analogy. You are naked, butt naked on the ledge and the window closed behind you. You can't say, I don't have time to talk about this. The employee might say, oh, they're not telling us something. I wonder what's going on. And all of a sudden, the runaway freight train starts. Then they start talking to other people. Something's going on. They're not telling us something. Now, I'll tell you as an outsider, I've said this for years, that I hear and see things that some people never see inside their own company. So this is a year I would encourage you to focus on continuous coaching. Do the spot coaching, do the observational coaching, situational. Observational coaching, schedule time to go look for the good things, literally. Number two, practice your conversational skills because they're going to be accentuated with this whole AI revolution. If you have any questions or comments, put them below. Talk to you soon.